Tom Hagen was the trusted head lawyer and consigliere of the Corleone family, and the adoptive son of Vito and Carmela Corleone in the Godfather novel and film series. Tom did not do anything that was beyond his family's interest and never orchestrated any coup. Still, Michael Corleone fires Tom Hagen as the consigliere in the Godfather series, which amused many viewers. So let us find out the actual motive for firing Tom Hagen as the consigliere and why Michael occasionally insulted him in the movie. Why did Michael Corleone remove Tom Hagen as consigliere in The Godfather? Tom Hagen served as the consigliere, a member of the mafia family who advises the boss and mediates family conflicts. Here are a few possible reasons that could answer why Michael removed Tom Hagen as the consigliere. Let's discuss them below. Tom had underperformed as a wartime consigliere. After the attack on Vito Corleone, Michael became the head of the Corleone family. Michael knew that things might get bloody and rough, and he needed someone who could smoothly conduct the business and give excellent advice during a mafia war. And Tom had not performed well as a wartime consigliere. Tom was skilled with legal maneuvers, simple intelligence gatherings, and diplomacy, while a wartime consigliere should be ruthlessly skilled at things like espionage and counter-espionage. During that time, Michael was planning to take out the heads of the remaining 5 families before the 5 Families War of 1945, and he knew that Tom might not give him appropriate advice. Don Vito Corleone had paid Tom's fees to become a lawyer, expecting him to deal only with peacetime issues. So when Sollozzo and Barzini tried to attack Vito, Michael knew that Tom could not be his consigliere since he would always advise for peace, even though it was a time when violence was essential. Michael removed Tom as the consigliere since he wanted Tom to keep his eyes off what Don and Michael were doing. So Tom could say he knew nothing about the Corleone's plan to other mafia gangs and authorities if they ever follow or question Tom. Also, Michael did not want Tom to be a possible target during the war, so he sent him to Las Vegas, where he could oversee the more legal moves into hotels and casinos. Michael wanted to put his stamp and his consigliere. When Michael became the head of the Corleone family, he needed to put his stamp on his regime as the Don, which required him to name his consigliere. So, he thought there could be no better consigliere than his father, Vito Corleone. Vito was a better consigliere during wartime, even if Tom could become a good wartime consigliere. Michael's plan to assassinate his rivals and take out the heads of the remaining 5 families was risky and secretive, so he couldn't afford to let anyone in on the plan except his father and himself. Therefore, he kept Tom away from their strategy since Barzini or other rival mafias could kidnap Tom to find the planning of the Corleone family. Michael might have fired and insulted Tom to test his loyalty. It could be possible that Michael may have thought that Tom could turn against him, so he put Tom through a test of loyalty by demoting him, removing him as consigliere, and insulting him to determine his trustworthiness. Eventually, Tom proved himself more loyal than Michael's brother, Fredo. Michael intended Tom to be one of the crucial members because he trusted him with his life and the lives of his wife and children. In what way was Tom Hagen a failure as a wartime consigliere? Though Tom Hagen was a member of a mafia family, he was not a gangster or mafia, which makes him a failure as a wartime consigliere. Tom was a perfect candidate for white-collared crimes. He could carry out the orders of the Don and could create new money-making opportunities for the family. Tom had never come up through the streets, hustling, scamming, and hurting people who got in his way like his adoptive brothers. The Corleones sheltered him from mafia life by sending him to college to earn his degree. When Sollozzo came to the Don, a wartime consigliere would have vetted him and identified who was behind him. The ideal wartime consigliere would have been able to deduce that refusing Sollozzo could result in the consequences of a gang war. But Tom Hagen failed to do all these things because he could not think like a gangster. At times, Michael Corleone appears to treat Tom Hagen with contempt. What are his true feelings? Michael Corleone had an intricate relationship with Tom Hagen. Though Michael used to respect Tom's skills as a lawyer and advisor, he sometimes viewed him with contempt. It could be because Tom was not as ruthless as Michael would want him to be and was frustrated with Tom's weakness and limitations of not being a wartime consigliere. Unlike Don Vito, Michael could not accept the flaws of people around him, no matter how close those people are and how much trust, love, and respect he has for them. These things could be the reasons for the palpable distance and tension in Michael and Tom's relationship. When a rival approaches Tom with a job offer in Godfather 2, he declines it without ever listening to the offer. Tom should have heard the offer and immediately recognized that the job offer was an opportunity for the Corleone family that they could use for their benefit. Tom's failure to recognize these opportunities could be a fundamental element of mafia business that demonstrates his weaknesses, lack of skills, and limited usefulness to Michael. And it could be the reason behind Michael's treatment of Tom with contempt. It explains why Michael periodically becomes enraged and lashes out at Tom. However, Michael always trusted Tom more than his brother. The frustration between them was a brotherly dynamic and a caring nature by Michael for Tom to make him a better person, and Consigliere to survive in the mafia world. Brothers would often infuriate each other, know each other's weaknesses, and fight dirty, but they will never let each other down and will always be there to support each other in an emergency. And this was the relationship between Michael and Tom regardless of their bloodlines.